Hi, it's Lauren. Welcome back to my craft room. I hope you know what today is. Today is the brand new Tim Holtz color. I'm not sure if you watched his reveal, but today I have a wonderful gift from scrapbook.com. So let me open it up and share this beautiful new color with you. It's called Uncharted Mariner and it is stunning. I mean, it is a great, deep sea blue color. It's so pretty and lives up to its name for sure. Definitely a deep sea feel. So I have the new Distress Oxide ink pad, the Distress ink pad, Distress spray stain, Distress Oxide spray. I also have the Distress paint and the Distress embossing glaze, and of course we have our reinkers for the oxide, the distress ink, and then this fun little distress pin for those who are definitely pin collectors like I am. This is so exciting. Now if you've already seen them swatched out and you just want to skip ahead to see what I made using some of these new products, you can use my chapters down below to skip, but I'm going to go through each of these items and kind of swatch them out, and I'm even going to do a comparison at the end, so stay tuned if you want to see everything out on some paper. I'm grabbing my maker's mat from scrapbook.com, coming soon, and then I also have some Neenah Solar White Ultra Thick cardstock, and I'm grabbing my dome foam blenders, and let's get to swatching. So first I'm going to do the Distress ink versus the Distress Oxide ink. So I'm grabbing up that ink on my blender and I'm going to distress up to about halfway up this piece of cardstock. Now, if you know me and my channel, I am a Distress Oxide girl. I love that it's so much easier to blend for me, and I love the smoothness and kind of chalky feeling it gives. But sometimes you need Distress ink. You need to really soak it into that paper, especially if you're coloring on a tone on tone vibe. I like to use distress ink when I'm trying to darken up some already colored cardstock, but it also just creates a deeper color. So here you can see that distress ink, and it's always going to be a little bit of a more dark inky color versus oxide where it has a bit more of that chalky color to it. So now that that is done, let's jump over to the oxide and pick up the ink, and it picks up really heavy. So just keep that in mind. Again, it's a thicker, chalkier kind of vibe to this ink pad, and I think it just blends on a lot easier in my opinion, and that's why, because I like quick and easy for my distressing, I tend to go with my oxides. So here you can see how beautiful and vibrant that color is. Let's compare the two. So definitely more of the dye base looking ink on the left, and then more of that chalky pigment looking ink on the right. So I'm grabbing a piece of acetate and covering up half my swatch, and I went ahead and sprayed it with my sprayer so you can see what it looks like with some water sprayed on it. And I'm going to repeat that for my oxide so you can have a look at what it looks like with and without some water activation. So look how beautiful these colors are. I have the distress ink on the left and oxide on the right. So now let's check out our sprays. So I have the Distress spray and then the Oxide spray. So I'm of course going to start with my Distress spray stain first, and I'm just going to spray it once, and then I'm also going to do some flickering with the straw so that way you can see how it looks. Here's that. Let me clean up, and then we're going to do the Oxide spray. So again, just this is brand new for me, so I'm trying to fill up my little spritzer here. I'm going to spray it twice, and then I will flick on some of the color so you can see what it looks like when it's splattered on. And here is the oxide spray. So I'm comparing them to the ink so you can see what they look like, and then here are the two sprays side by side. So now I'm going to skip the reinkers because we've already seen what the ink looks like. I'm going to jump over to the paint and the glaze. So first I'm going to open up my Distress paint. I grabbed my little piece of acetate and just going to pour a little on, and I grabbed a wide paintbrush just from my stash, and I'm going to paint it onto this piece of white cardstock, and look how beautiful this is. Oh my goodness, I can see myself painting everything in this color. This is definitely like a family color that we like and all can agree on when it comes to decorating our house, so I just want to go paint my everything in the living room this color. So here they are compared to the Distress and Oxides. And now let's do the embossing glaze. So I'm going to grab some embossing ink and I'm just going to swipe it onto this white piece of cardstock, just filling up my little swatch here. And then I will pour on this embossing glaze powder once I open it up onto my paper. And then I'm going to turn on my heat gun and heat it up so we can see how beautiful this glaze looks. Now I know this looks beautiful on other types of mediums. I'm just doing white cardstock to keep everything the same so we can compare what they all look like against each other. So using my heat gun to melt that glaze down, and I can't get over how pretty this color is. It's such a deep sea feel. So here's what it looks like. Look at that shine on the glaze. And that finishes up our swatches. So I'm just going to lay them out. And then you can see what they all look like next to their products. I apologize, I'm a tiny bit out of frame on the bottom. I was just so excited to get these all out and laid out for you that I didn't check where my placement was. But here you can see the products next to everything, and you can compare what they all look like against each other. Okay, so now that we know what the inks look like, let's compare them to some of the other colors we already have. So I'm grabbing the rest of my distress inks. I have them in all the mini size. So I'm going to grab a few that I think kind of match it, have the same similar vibe. I feel like Faded Jean looks a lot like it, so I'm going to grab that one. I also think that Mermaid Lagoon kind of has that vibe as well. And then I also grabbed Chip Sapphire because I thought maybe it could be a darker version of this color. So I'm going to switch out some of my domed foam and let's try out these different colors. So started with Faded Jean because I think it's more of a blue than teal color. So I'm going to go ahead and emboss this on the lower right hand corner. And you can see what these two look like. So when I first saw the color, I thought it reminded me a lot of Faded Jeans. But when you look at it next to each other, you can see how different these colors are. And then Chip Sapphire is a much deeper violet blue. So those don't even compare, but you can see what they look like in against some of the other blues in the family. And then Mermaid Lagoon shows you more of that teal blue in the family. And you can see it's perfect. It fits right in between, and it really does add to the color palette for our distress ink. And same with our oxides. This time I decided just to choose Mermaid Lagoon and Faded Jean because Chipped Sapphire was just too deep. So here with the oxides, I'm comparing them, and you can see how those two teals really like kind of balance each other. You can see the teal in that Uncharted Mariner. And then grabbing Faded Jean on the other side, you can see how those two blues like really fit into each other. So these really are so pretty all together, but you can see how this new color really just creates that perfect blend in between a teal and a more violet blue. So here are my comparisons and all my swatches. One more final look so you can check them out. Again, here's my distress paint, embossing glaze, distress ink, and then we have our distress spray, and then our oxide and oxide spray, and that was so fun. I got so inky, I had to go wash my hands after that. So now let's jump into how I made a sample card. I really wanted to create an ocean card with this new color, of course. So I'm going to just pick out some colors and try to fade them into each other so we can see how these would look to create an ocean scene. So on the top, I started with Salvaged Patina, which is kind of my new favorite color for the tops of my oceans because it's so pretty and kind of that blue color like you would imagine a sea that you can see through. I think that just captures where the sunlight hits the ocean so beautifully. Next, I did Salty Ocean because as the name suggests, it's perfect for an ocean scene, and I'm going to blend those two together and try to create a nice seamless look between the two. After that, I'm going to grab that Mermaid Lagoon, which is also, of course, a perfect watercolor card, and I'm going to blend that into the Salty Ocean. Now, when I did this, I thought, oh, maybe I should have done Mermaid Lagoon before Salty Ocean, just because it has more of that green color into it, but I really like how Mermaid Lagoon will blend into Uncharted Mariner, that I'm really happy with the color order that I picked, but I feel like you might be able to flip these two colors in order if you replicate this card. Let me know down below what you think. What order should these go in to create the perfect ocean scene? I'm very happy with what I did, but I could definitely see flipping those middle two colors around. And then finally, and I wanted to color the most of my paper, with Uncharted Mariner on the bottom. So I have my light sea on the top and my deep sea on the bottom. So now I'm just going to go back through all those colors and continue blending to try to create a more seamless transition between all 4 colors. So I did leave this in. Normally I skip through a lot of my distressing because, you know, it's the same thing over and over again, but I really wanted to show how I blended all 4 of these colors together. So now that that is done, of course, we're going to do some activating with our distress sprayer. So I'm spraying some water droplets onto the card, giving it a chance to activate up the ink, and then I'm going to grab a paper towel to pick up those water droplets. And I want to add some contrast, so I'm going to grab my Distress ink Reinker, and I'm just going to put a little drop into one of my squares on my maker's mat and then add some water. I have some small paint brushes in my stash, so I'm just going to use one of those to flick on some of that Distress ink as splatter onto my background. And then I'm going to repeat the same process with some white ink. This is just a white ink pen, but you can use a white pigment ink Reinker to do the same thing, just like I did with the Uncharted Mariner. So now that I added water to that white ink, I'm grabbing another clean brush and then splattering that onto my background as well, creating a beautiful ocean scene. I absolutely love it. This is a perfect background for sea critters, for mermaids, for whatever you think you would love to see in your ocean. Let me know down below what you think of this new color and how it works for ocean scenes in your imagination. So next I'm going to work on adding some a sentiment. So I want to repeat like I did earlier with my embossing glaze on some white cardstock. So I'm just doing the same thing I did for my swatch over again and melting that embossing glaze down. And I'm going to use this to die cut a sentiment hello. And this is from the scrapbook.com card maker block words decorative die set. I already had a hello die cut out of some white cardstock, the frame part, but I'm going to run it through again with my embossed glazed cardstock so I can get the inside parts of my hello sentiment. So I'm going to put that onto my mat and run that through my Gemini, and you can see that cuts out perfectly. And I am going to start gluing all of this together onto a piece of vellum. So I'm going to use the vellum to attach my white cardstock hello. I'm just using some of my Smart Craft glue to glue that down, and then I will glue in the individual letters from my embossed glaze. I'm just going to show you how I did the H in my hello, and then I will repeat the rest of my sentiment. So just adding some glue inside the H onto the vellum and then popping in that letter on the inside. So I have a blue hello, or an Uncharted Mariner hello, with a white frame on top of some vellum, and that way it'll be easy to adhere to my card. I'm grabbing one of my nested A2 rectangle size dies, and I'm die cutting out my background so it's slightly smaller than an A2. And then I grabbed my Hefty Doodle Oceans of Love stamp set. It is currently out of stock at scrapbook.com, but you can use any fun little sea creature and sea pun sentiment. I did add an alternate sea turtle that I found on scrapbook.com from Frodo Play that is super cute, and you can use that instead. So I have that linked down below as an alternate. So I stamped one of my sentiments from the set. I really hope to see you soon, which is so fun and punny. And I'm going to start gluing everything together. So I have a top folding A2 size card base, and I'm gluing my background onto the card base. I'm going to use my Misty just to help me add some even pressure. And next I'm going to glue down my hello sentiment, and I originally was going to put it a little lower, but I really want to show off as much of that Uncharted Mariner as I can, so I'm going to actually glue it more towards the top so that way we have a lot of that deep blue color coming out on this card. And next I'm going to grab some 1/4 inch foam tape just to add behind my little sea turtle, using my scissors to trim that down. I'll pull off the release paper and add him to my card. And then I'm going to glue on my sentiment. For this one I'm using my 1/8 of an inch foam strips and just repeating the same process, adding it behind my sentiment, and I cut it thin enough that it would fit over the hello. So you still know it says hello, but just kind of gives more fun and dimension to my sentiment. Now to add a little bit of pops of color, I tried to pick one that I thought matched pretty well. It's a little more blue than the Uncharted Mariner, but I thought the Deep Sea pops of color, it's a pearl pops of color, would match really well. So I just put a few dots onto my card and tapped the back to dome them out. And that finishes off my really simple card to show off the awesome and new, beautiful Uncharted Mariner color. I'd love to know what you think about this color, so make sure you leave me a comment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll click like, and if you're new here, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. As always, you can find everything I use down below in the description box. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye!